Nah, I'm just kidding. I didn't break it. I already knew there was a problem. That's why it's here at home. It's not with him right now. The car feels like it's gonna stall like any second now. Every time you turn it on, and then when you kind of get on, kind of sounds like a Subi too, right? You guys hear that? So we're gonna get it. We plan on getting it serviced at Mercedes at Thousand Oaks, but that's on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, so next Tuesday. So kind of have like a week with this car sitting here. So I thought, you know, why not try to figure it out on my own? And worst case, if I don't figure it out, we're gonna take it to Mercedes at Thousand Oaks anyway and get it checked. So let's go find out what's wrong with this thing. All right, back in the house now. I'm gonna do a little bit of research to see what's wrong with this car. So after digging around a little bit, I found out it might be something called the idle air control valve. So basically what this valve does, it controls how much air is flowing into the engine when the car is in idle. So if that valve is not working properly, it could be sending like the incorrect amount of air into the car, which is why it's causing it to feel like it's kind of struggling. It's a rough, they call it either a rough idle, or it's like, if you look it up on Google or something, you can type in my car feels like it's about to stall. So it might be either that, the idle air control valve, or the mass airflow sensor that's dirty and then you might have to clean out, and also the throttle body might be dirty too. Like if they're not working properly, it will make the car kind of like feel like it's stalling out or like rough. And what we're gonna need with that is I'm gonna go to Walmart because that is way too expensive. But I wasn't wrong up in mind. But I wasn't wrong up in mind. Okay, to my surprise, Walmart doesn't even have it. They ran out of that stuff. I'm gonna go back to AutoZone, which is kind of depressing because that's like really back, that's kind of like really far. Kind of drove here for nothing. We're gonna get that stuff and then we're gonna start working inside this thing while it's still like right out. Then later on tonight, we're gonna stop by my little cousin's place because he has an air, I think it's called an air code reader. So basically you can hook it up to the car and then it'll give you like the air codes and like what's wrong with it and stuff. So gonna go do that, but for sure we're gonna have to take this in. I think my brother took this car before to repair shop or something and they did like a quick fix. I think they just taped something. They did say something was wrong inside the intake manifold. That's definitely my best guess. If the screen's shaking right now, it's not because I have shaky hands. It's because this thing is like shaking right now. Like it really feels like it's gonna stall. Sometimes it gets worse, sometimes it gets better, and then whenever I'm driving too, the gas pedal is just shaking, the steering wheel is shaking. But oh shit. What the hell is that? We just got it replaced too. Oh my god. Alright, so we got the car opened up. We're gonna open up this thing right here. I'm just kind of letting the car cool down a little bit since I've been driving it. So the throttle body is right here. If you guys can see that, it's right there. It's right under this thing, this plastic piece. And then also MAF sensor, the mass airflow sensor is right there too, attached to the throttle body. So we're gonna take this whole thing off, detach the MAF, and then clean out the throttle body right there. Hopefully that might fix the car a little bit. I'm not I'm not hoping that it completely fixes the car, but at least maybe prove it, like, you know, so it's not like rough idling so hard, because it's pretty bad right now. I want to just like kind of like give it my own shot, try to clean it out, see if it improves. If it doesn't, you know, worst case, we're gonna take it to the dealership anyway and get it checked out. But for this job, we're gonna need a flathead screwdriver, nothing too crazy, and we're gonna need a cleaner. I bought these at AutoZone. So you got your throttle body cleaner and your MAF airflow sensor cleaner. So place these right there. And so I just took off the top lid of the engine where the filters are, and you can already tell these might need to be replaced soon, because they're kind of dirty in there. So they're probably going to replace it at the dealership. So I think that's where the spark plugs are. Intake manifold right there. What do you call this? There's the sensor right there, the MAF airflow sensor, and we're gonna have to take that out. We want this specific part right here, and then the throttle body's like right there at the end. It really looks pretty dirty. I'm already out of breath, just kind of like trying to take the intakes off. But yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. Not too sure how to do that, so we're gonna work through this together. So there's two clamps right here. There's a black one, there's these two black ones right here. To take this off, you're gonna need to pry it off with your hands. It's very easy. It like clamps onto these little brackets right here, so you're just pulling them out until they you hear like a clicky noise. And then there's another clamp, it's a metal clamp right there. You see that? And it was very easy to take off. All you had to do, use a flathead screwdriver, just like move it off to like the left in this case, for this to come loose. So now this thing it's popped open, it's loose, and all we have to do right here is just disconnect this wire right here, and that's how you take off your MAF sensor. Pretty easy. It didn't take that long. I thought it would take a lot longer. Honestly, what took a long time was kind of like setting up everything. You know, I have my laptop here just in case I need some help, and then I have the tripod just to kind of set everything up. That one was pretty easy. That one was super easy. You just you literally pry that off. This one took a little bit more effort because it is kind of bulky. But yeah, now we just have to disconnect this wire right here, and then we should be able to take off the sensor and clean it up. But the throttle body is going to be a little bit harder to get to, because it's kind of like at an angle. It looks very dirty. I really want to get inside this now, because you know, taking apart a car is pretty fun. It's challenging, but this car isn't mine. So I mean, if it was mine, I would take all the time in the world just to kind of fix it up. But since this is my brother's, and you know, he kind of needs it, and my dad already set up an appointment. I don't have enough time to like order the parts anyway. But I mean, it would be pretty cool to kind of take it apart, right? And it pops right off, supposedly. Gonna need the flathead screwdriver for this. Ooh. Alright, I was able to finally get this thing off. It took a lot of like kind of like wiggling, because I guess it's just so, it's been a while. This car's like 7 years old, and I don't think the sensor's ever been checked before. So right now we're gonna use the clean. Make sure you don't spray the connectors, because you don't want that wet. But anyway, we're gonna leave this out to air dry now. I'm probably just gonna wipe off like but inside you want to spray pretty liberal, like what I did, to get those wires in there. There's little wires. You'll see once you take these off if you look pretty closely. But yeah, you want to just spray it all up in there and leave it out. Oh yeah, to cool it faster, I just put a fan to the. So what we're gonna want to do to take off the throttle body right here, we're gonna detach this hose right here, right there, and you want to take it off from here because I think it's glued on from that point, but over here it's not. That's kind of hot. There we go, it's off. I'm gonna wipe that down because there's like oil leaking in there. And then now that we have this hose off, there's gonna be 2 plastic parts that are clamping this, or just one. I have to go find it, I'm not too sure. Oh well, just came off really easily. Okay. Oh. I just literally just jiggled it a little bit. Oh wow, there's a lot of oil leaking in there. Okay kiddos, we just took off like the elbow piece that connects the throttle body to the MAF sensor, and there's like either gasoline or oil right there. I'm not too quite sure since this is kind of like my first time working on this car. This silver part right here, that opening is the throttle body. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys in there right now. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if we can get that in there. So there's liquid leaking in there. I'm gonna do some more research right now. My handy dandy laptop's right there. We're gonna look into it more. Yeah, this is a pretty fun experiment. So oh man, it's like problem after problem. But this thing, you know, this thing has been such a good girl. It's taking care of my brother, and it's a pretty awesome looking beast. Look at that thing. Just look how good that car looks. Oh my god. It looks so badass. Man, can't get over how good this thing looks. I mean, that looks stupidly amazing, but this, you know, just for a C300, and you can get these for like 20 grand now, 20 to 25 grand. And imagine this thing has 155,000 miles still going. The only reason like it's broken like that is because he drives it so hard. He's always bringing it to kind of like red line. He's always like driving really fast, right? He's always driving really fast. So that's the only reason why it's... Okay, finally finished cleaning this. I didn't spray any of the throttle body cleaner into this tube because I have no idea where that goes or what kind of flows through that pipe. This most likely is pretty dry already, but I'm just waiting for this one to dry and also waiting for the throttle body to dry up. Surprisingly, that liquid, this throttle body and air tank cleaner, dries really fast. I don't, maybe it's because I was spraying it upside down. I tried to spray this bottle upright as best as I could. It's just really hard to kind of like work in the back right here to try to like clean that. In order to open the throttle body, in order to open the throttle body valve there, it's kind of like a tongue twister. You're gonna have to manually press on it. It doesn't take a whole ton of force, but you do have to hold it open. Just gotta try to get back in there again. Let's see if you guys can see that. Hopefully it's a lot cleaner than it was before. It's a little bit of liquid that dripped onto the transmission right there. Hopefully it's not too big of a deal. All right, it's all back together. We're gonna turn this thing on. Look how dirty. And before you turn on your car or before you put it back together, make sure you have all your tools, whatever you used, what do you call this, all accounted for. You don't want to leave anything in the engine bay might catch on fire, something might happen. I used a total of 4 tissues. I don't think anything else is in there. If there is, I'm totally this car's done. If there ends up being white smoke that comes out of the tailpipe, it's completely normal for this car. I mean for any car that you spray throttle cleaner in. So, you know, don't worry, you're not destroying the car. Just turn this thing on, see if anything improved at all.